Hello, good evening, everyone. So, thank you so much for joining us today. As I can see, there are attendees joining. So, let us wait for a couple of minutes, not more than 1 or 2 minutes, then we'll start today's session. Hello, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So, thank you so much for joining us today and taking time for today's webinar. My name is Neelam and I represent Sargent System Private Limited, a leading provider for business software solution to pharmaceuticals, healthcare and life science industry since 1998. So today we are here for a webinar on discovering the potential of automation to transfer pharmacovigilance challenges into strategic opportunity. I'm pleased to have with us Ms. Riddhi Doshi. She is an experienced pharmacovigilance professional with approximately 10 years of expertise in GXP solution. So before we begin for today's webinar, please, if you have any question during the session, so you can drop your messages into our team's chat box. So I'll address that questions one by one. And during the session, we'll also address all the questions. So also please ensure that your microphone is on mute to help us to hear the speaker clearly, right? So without further ado, I'll hand over it to Riddhi. So she will present. Hi, Riddhi.
Hi, thank you so much, Neelam. And my screen is very much visible and I'm quite audible, right?
Yeah, so
Just if you can
anybody
confirm
from the
that.
audience also, if they can confirm if we are audible to you properly. Okay. Yeah, Riddhi, so I think we can start.
Okay. And my screen is very much visible, right? Wide and
Right,
bright.
right.
Thank you so much, Neelam. So today, as Neelam mentioned, we are going to talk about how AI and the automation features can be helpful to transform all your PV challenges and how strategically it will advantage us to fulfill all our uh, PV processes and operation and lessen our compliance burden as well. Before we start, I'll just take a little glimpse on what are the basic challenges what we have with the focus of MH and CROs, what we know are, and the regulatory bodies are now shifting to immensely towards the patient safety. There were numerous challenges which has been encountered while implementing PV practices, right? The challenges are generally the intake of ICSRs from different multiple sources. Along with that, we also have regulatories around the world who has different regional norms for managing ICSR, the regional norms of to fulfill those compliant into the specific outputs and meeting those timelines. So that we don't miss out on the compliance part. It becomes very difficult to track all these things manually, to have different compliance like GDPR, HIPAA, and have transparency in audits. And along with that, we are loaded, the MHA and CROs are loaded with large volume of cases received from the different sources. So managing all these things is a bit challenging to be done manually. So we've come up to AI and automation and how we can implement in different modules and different sections of PV operation and processes. So, before I start, I'll just give a one liner on what is automation and any technique that enables a computer to mimic human intelligence so that it can remove the redundancy and also it can lessen the human efforts and the users or the system users can also concentrate on many other PV operations. This includes the AI includes multiple AI specific features like machine learning. It includes multiple AI algorithms. It includes the natural language learning. So all these are the specific features which can be used and can be integrated while we are automating the PV system from start to end. So since the inception of the PV in aspect of the database management, we have come a very long way. Although Expecting AI is not as per the expectation, considering various factors involved around the data management. However, we have in the industry have tried to accomplish multiple automations into place while ICSR intakes, during triage, during case processing, submission, while generating the signals, which helps in reducing the dependency of the users in the task, which is completely manual and time consuming. So we'll further in detail, we will see how our ongoing PV processes and operations are taking place, and what are the different AI tools and interface which can embed, and what should be the desired output we should be getting after using all these AI tools and interface. Starting with our PV operations, we have data entry. We get multiple intakes from starting from the regulatory, license partner, COMs, what we receive through emails. So basically, the structured and unstructured data we do receive from the multiple sources. So doing the data entry, writing the narratives, validating, assessment of all those information what we have received, expectedness of the event to be evaluated, assessment of seriousness and causality relationship, and putting down, giving it to the medic for the medical review. All these is a part of case processing, handling the ICSR, and the aggregate team is also involved in preparation of multiple line listings, which finally would help them for the future forecast of the A's, and then manually reconciling all that data what has been listed with each and every case, opening each and every case. Also in PV operations, current PV operations, we've also seen how the workload and allocation of the work has to be done within the team through dashboard notifications, what we get. So system outputs are being generated, labeling updates. All these are the part of the current ongoing PV operations, what we see currently in the industry with MH and CROs. There are multiple AI tools or features, what we can say about AI, which we can interface with all the PV operations. All these tools are to be used in different modules, in different manners. Different tools are being used, like using the AI algorithm, AI intelligence with AI using rules and algorithms to it, machine learning, RPAs, that is bot robotic process automation, natural language learning process for extraction and intelligently applying the rules and scenarios to the data what has been extracted, big data analysis, and then optimizing the output. All these are the part of our AI tool and interface. After integrating all these AI tools for the automation, digitization, what should be the desired output? What a user or what MH should expect to have the desired output? One is completely automating the intake portion from the different sources, may that be the structured source or the unstructured source. So all in a way, the automation should be used in a way that it can extract the desired the information from all the different sources, and based on that can validate whether it's an whether valid ICSR or not. And based on that, cognitive assessment and reporting can be done. We can have the desired automated report section with different manual reviews can be one of the desired output. Medical analysis through automated causality assessment and labeling can be one of the desired output, and auto submission to the different agency, putting the different rules based on the reportability in box, automation through gateway submission, and the notification acknowledgement which has been received should be highlighted, and either from the agencies or follow from the licensing partner. So this should be our desired output once we have integrated and enhanced AI with all the multiple PV operations. Moving further, let's see each modules where we can actually, what are the scope of automation in PV using the AI tools. So here I link between the AI tools, what we've seen earlier with, as I said, the AI intelligence, algorithm, ML, data management, bot, how those different tools can be implemented, either a single tool or multiple tool can be integrated into PV system and scopes to ease out the working and an operation of PV and PV processes. Starting with the source intake. As I mentioned, multiple sources, structured, unstructured data are available. So a bot can be placed, which can be synchronized at a particular time frame, which can download multiple XMLs from the different regulatory portals and would be available in the system. So we do not want user to miss out the date, like every 3 days or every 5 days, the user have to download those cases. So we don't want that timeline to be missed. We want it in a way that we also abide by the compliance. So automated bot, as I said, RPA tool can be utilized to download all those intake source. Either it can be from different agencies through structured format as XMLs or as Excel sheets, what we receive from the Canada Vigilance, or can be from the licensed partner through emails, what we receive the COMs, or MedWatch as an unstructured PDF format, what we receive. So all those places, auto downloading of the intake source could be taken care of by the PV RPA AI tool. Along with that, not only it should download, it should help you in the triaging process as well. So by putting AI, artificial intelligent algorithms, and also the set rules, which will help in triaging activity, which will help in prioritizing the seriousness, would be available at the foremost level, so that the user can prioritize the case. Along with that, it should also, the AI algorithm should also bifurcate the MH and non-MH, valid invalid cases. The algorithm with different scenarios should be placed in a way that the any case before intake, it should identify whether the same case is available in the PV database or not. So to find out whether the case is a duplicate case or not. So in that deep down, algorithms are being placed in a way that it will search through the complete PV database with different scenarios embedded to it. And also, one, if it is already submitted, to generate its follow up or not. So all those automation using the AI algorithm and bot, you can eliminate your manual process of data intake and triaging, which will help in more accuracy and not missing down any timeline or downloading a case which is pertaining to the agency or pertaining to the molecule you have marketed. Now coming to the case processing part. So once the intake is done, once the triaging done, comes the case processing team, wherein we would definitely require certain automation which will help the case processing team to work efficiently, can have an accurate and quality data into the data processing data, and along with that should reduce their efforts and a timely submission can be done. There are multiple places wherein we can implement automation, but I've just listed few of them over here. One of it, which are major time consuming and also needs to have a very accurate result to it. So one of them is label listing. So if we take a scenario where there are multiple data to be listed in a particular case, so there should be an automation using the predefined dictionaries, SPLs and SMPC. Based on that, the labels should be auto-populated into the system while case processing. Similarly, with the causality assessment, while it goes through a medical review, during that period of time, the causality assessment should help prompt the medical review based on the past data, whether that is a possible or a probable drug event pairing causality based on the causality method being used. So there where the automation can be used, which will use the NLP, natural language processing, which will use your machine learning and also AI algorithms to fetch the data and also the query building in a way that it would extract the prior past historical data based on which it can give a result whether it's a probable or possible. So there where we can embed the causality automation. Then comes, as we know that there are multiple dictionaries been used while case processing, like MEDRA, like EDQM for ROA. All those dictionary are being used, and we know that they are being updated on a regular interval. So while there is a MEDRA update, the automation plays a part as a RPA, as a bot. What it does, that one the day when the latest meta version has been updated into the system, it will automatically update all the ongoing cases, which are the open cases, will auto update all those with the latest Medra dictionary. Because we know that, for example, there are 20-30 cases currently open, not yet submitted. To open each and every case, putting down the latest version of the Medra is a very tedious and time consuming task. We do not want to waste our time in all those parts. So a bot will run which will synchronize with the database and would auto update with the latest version of the Medra for all the indications for AE and all those places where the Medra has been used. Not only that, the automations should be in a place in a way that it gives the parameters and the parameters for to the users, whether they want for the open cases, whether they want for all the log cases, however they want, they can update with the latest dictionary. So yes, here is where we can use our AI automation tool to update the dictionaries. Of course, there are many other like auto marking the case as an index case, marking the case as a special event case, and revisiting the prior follow-ups and giving the signals from based on the events which has happened. So all those are the small places where the automation can be applied during the case processing part. Now comes the data mining, which is a part of, definitely it is a part of a source intake. Whenever we talk about an unstructured data, at that time we definitely need to have an automation in place so that the extraction of the data through the AI tool, through machine learning and through natural process language processing tool of AI and feature, we can extract the effective abstract or information from the unstructured data and generate an ICSR, a valid ICSR out of it. So that comes under the text data mining. Definitely, I'll deep down into this portion where exactly the text data mining can be used with all our unstructured data, which is currently very talked about information into the industries for automation in PV operations. Another one which is very helpful for the report writing team, that is generating a periodic report automatically using the AI algorithms for extract query building and extraction of the data from the PV database and generating a PV document so that it reduces the time of generating the periodic reporting from more than 50% of time, because the report would be auto-generated through this tool. About 50 to 60% of the data would be placed in the placeholder and the document would be ready. Draft document would be which should be available to the user for further analysis and reviewing purpose. So these are the different scopes what we see within the PV operation and within the process of the PV, where we can embed the AI and automate the modules into the PV system. Definitely, there are many more, but these what we find are the major pain area where the time consumption is a lot and a lot of redundant work is to be done by the user, and which affects the efficiency of the user. So moving further, one of the solution is PBH, which has enabled where you can see all the bot are the places where the AI enable PV solutions. So talking about, as we talked firstly with the case intake, So while literature, it with the abstract, it extracts the data, auto extracts the data, auto pull out the details for the full text retrieval. Regulatory cases, the bot is used for downloading all the regulatory XML cases on a defined time interval, web intake, whatever the web ADRs are received, auto extraction of the data and generating a valid ICSR out of it, or putting down as an inquiry for product registration
Hello, Riddhi, your voice is not audible.
Okay, Neelam, was I disconnected sometime back?
Yes, yes. On PVH slide.
Okay, fine. Sorry. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Neelam, just notify me if I just lose my internet connection.
Yes, fine.
Anyways,
Now
okay,
you
so
can speak.
yeah. So as we talked about multiple places, the scope where we can have automation in place, starting with case intake, with the literature extraction of the data from the abstract, full text retrieval, the case estimation, and all those places we can have automation, regulatory load at a different time intervals. We can download the multiple XMLs at a time and have triaging in place for the all regulatory as well as license partner cases if received as an XML, and also from the web intake, any web intakes AER forms are been filled, we can extract the data. So all these intake places we can have the bot and automation place. During case processing, for the metro updates, for patient generating the patient narrative, as we know, generating a patient narrative is a long lengthy paragraphs we need to write, so the systems should enable an automation feature which with all the case information and all the assessment which has been done, based on that the auto generation of the narrative should take place. Along with that, one of the team lead major pain area is checking the accuracy of the data, putting down the number of errors which a particular user has done, what is the workload or the caseload of that user, and providing the percentage of the quality of the data. All these has a part of is a part of QC checklist, and we can implement bot to AI and automation to it, which will generate a report which helps the team lead to identify the error areas and improve the quality of the data. Labeling and causality matrix would have an automation to it which generates matrix, and with auto generates a matrix, and causality assessment with the past data can be generated. And based on all these case processing, we can generate multiple ICSRs output based as per the compliant rule, regional compliant rule specified by ICH, as well as the regional XMLs for R2, R3, COMS, MedWatch, medical, and uh, also AR's form. All these outputs can be generated, and based on the automation on based on the reportability rules, the user would be notified that particular case based on the reportability route, or these are the agencies which needs to be submitted a particular case. And also a partner to partner reconciliation should auto place into the system. So as you can see, all the major pain areas and time consuming areas where the efficiency goes low, we've covered most of the automation to it. And with this automation, we have processed more than 2000 K cases. And yes, one more place where you can have machine learn based on the machine learning and natural language process, we can have migration process or migration plan in place where you can migrate all your legacy cases using the automation, which hardly takes some time, so that whenever there's an implementation stage, need not bother with all your legacy data. It will be up and running within some amount of time. And we do serve more than 250 mAh with this solution with AI and automation in place with different scopes and modules. So now let's talk about the use case, what we have, that how all these automations and where exactly we can use and how we can manage large volume of case. So one of the uses, how large volume of cases received from the regulatory and with the triaging, considering the MH cases, if duplicate market as duplicate cases, for large volumes, as we can see, we can miss out based on the time frame. We can definitely miss out the times and the cases, and at a particular point we are loaded with multiple cases. So to eradicate all the time of triaging and downloading a large volume of cases, we can definitely have this in place. So client based out at the different location, large volume of cases, tracking them is very difficult. Complete process is manual. So with this automation, we've implemented in multiple clients, inclusive training of it, post implementation, case processing, submission are being done on the right track. We've talked about labeling, how, let's say there was a place where there are number of drugs and number of events being placed. For each and every pairing of drug and event, we need with different agencies, with different countries, we need to check with the label information and put down the label. So there are high chances of the user to, for the data quality and accuracy of the information feed in. So having automation there, we have reduced we've increased the accuracy and quality of the data, and a lot of time and has been reduced using the automation of that bot. Now comes the periodic. I'll just take the next slide wherein I've explained how the automation of the literature article is been taking place. So here we can see how the AI and automation with multiple AI features can be used for the literature surveillance and review. We can have searches and detects A's in structured and unstructured data, including local journals and social channels. So a predefined search strings has been placed, and which would on a regular basis fire those search string and download all those relevant for that particular molecule, all those literatures abstracts, so that the user do not miss out any of the article or abstract. Next to it, once we've downloaded those literature, the screening is can auto screen can identify 60% of the non-relevant abstracts, and we can have complete attain 90% of auto screening ability over there through machine learning and natural it can and query building. We can extract the data from the abstract, and based on it we can decide whether it is a valid ICSR or not. Further to it, once it is a valid ICSR, full text retrieval, so direct interface with the article providers, which will help download the full text. After that, automatically full text articles retrieval, the extraction of the further detailed data can be done through the extraction process and query building AI automation, which will generate compliant output into an R2 format. So we mark all the valid information into the system to generate a compliant output. So the data extraction and appraisal can be done through the full text article, and aggregate reports are ready for the article summaries. And finally, the reporting of the same, the E2B entries into safety database can auto place the information into those place. So this is where the major concern is for the literature article. So we can have such automation and AI tool through which through machine learning can extract the data, place it as per the structured compliant place, and auto search facility, auto retrieval facility through bots can be done into through the literature article. One of the other automation, as I mentioned, is generating the periodic reporting. So there's a place where the reporting team need to depend on the case processing team or submission team. For a particular period of time, they would need to have all those cases in hand to prepare that periodic report. And first and foremost thing is to have and generate a timetable which will enable or alert the user so that the user do not miss any timeline, as there would be multiple molecules and post marketing we need to provide the periodic reporting on time. So complete auto generated timetables would be helpful, as through automation would alert the user way ahead the submission and preparation of the periodic report. So the draft Word document would auto-generate, pulling the data, extracting the data through strong query builder, and pushing that data into the draft document at the placeholder provided into the template document. So this helps in generating the periodic reporting, which is a very time consuming and a long process, lot of back and forth happening within the departments, within the teams. So to eradicate this, we can have a complete automation to it. So here we've seen automation promises to be a game changer in pharmacovigilance, which decreases the cost of the case processing, which improves the data quality, which improves the efficiency of the users. So there are multiple places where we can have the automation. Repetitive and routine manual tasks such as case intake, data entry can be automated and can be tackled by AI in a very sophisticated and seamless manner. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, so thank you, Riddhi. So now we'll take some time for our questions. So just a reminder for all, if you have any questions, please type this into your chat box. So, Riddhi, we have few questions in our chat box. First one is what is XML validator and how to validate correctness and comprehensiveness of legacy data in migration scenario.
Okay, so with the first point of XML validator is based on the ICH specification and business rules, which and also the regional rules. Once the XML is generated, may that be R2 or R3, which are being to be submitted as individual ICSRs, which are submitted to agency. So before sending it to agency, the user can validate those XML so that the negative acknowledgement will not be received. So XML validator is basically nothing but set of business rule which has been provided by the ICH specification, and also considering the regional specification as well. Now, talking about the legacy data scenarios and its comprehensiveness, so through the machine learning and through the data which has been provided and linking that data with the compliant output, the migration process can easily be taken and handled care, as we would be having hundreds of legacy cases in hand, either in any other database or another web portal. So, to shift it into a solution, automated solution, you need to migrate all those cases. So we can place the AI intelligence by query building, strong query building of extraction of the data through may that be E2B data or non E2B data. And through machine learning and through NLP, we can place that or insert that, ingest that data into the system or solution as per the E2B ICH rules. I hope I'm able to answer the question.
Yes, Riddhi, thank you so much. So another one is on what
Yeah, on
criteria predefined search
predefined
string
search
is
string is
structured.
structured. So there are different criterias which are embedded under the AI algorithms, and certain parameters and certain filters are been given, which helps building the queries, search strings and queries, which will extract the data from the literature. I mean the portals where we can receive the abstracts and literatures. So as we say, criteria and predefined. So each molecule will have different set of parameters we can have. So different properties of the search strings of parameter can be embedded into the automation system to pull out based on the drug and molecule. Uh, do your product fall under EU AI Act? And if so, which category do they fall into? I need to check with which category do we fall into. So maybe is it okay if we get back to you through mail? Yes. Um, I mean, many clients are using all our automation tools, and they have been audited and inspected by the authorities. Okay. So how to ensure if the legacy data is exact replica of case migrated? So here, uh, prior to migrate all the legacy case, we generally prepare a migration plan, which will have step-by-step planning of how we are migrating the legacy data. At the end, we do provide a report which manifests that the data which was available and data which is extracted into the system. Certain screenshots, test cases are been also provided. So that would be the part of the migration plan. I would like to know the pricing of your product and any special consideration for the manufacturer located low middle income countries. I think for this, you need to mail our BD team, maybe 101, they would be answering this question of yours.
Yes, so Ms. Shipali, you can connect us, and further on we'll discuss on that point. So yes, like if anybody has any question, just let us know. So we are like done for today's webinar. Still, if you have any question, just let us know. So we'll happy to answer. So, Riddhi, I think we don't have much questions. So, thank you, Riddhi. Thank you so much for your time and share your experience and the functionality which we are having in our database and how automation in PV can be useful for the PV experts. Right.
Yeah. Thank you, and I hope this information of webinar was insightful and was helpful to all the users who would have an automated system in place.
Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Good day.